Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Podcast English Channel, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. Hi, Emily. What time is it right now?
Oh, good question. It's podcast time, the best time of the day.
That's right. Today's episode is all about time, how to ask for the time, talk about your daily schedule, and use common time expressions in English.
Time is such an important topic. We talk about it every day in work, school, travel, and even small talk.
So, if you want to sound more natural when talking about time, this episode is for you.
Let's start with something simple, asking for the time.
If you want to know the time, you can say, "What time is it? Do you have the time? Can you tell me the time, please?"
And to answer, you can say, it's 3 o'clock, it's 7:30, it's 8:45, it's 4:15.
Let's practice together. I'll ask and you, listeners, answer. What time is it?
Good. Now I'll ask, excuse me, do you have the time?
Great job.
By the way, in English, we can say time in 12-hour or 24-hour format. For example, 8 a.m. equals 8 in the morning, 8 p.m. equals 8 in the evening.
Yes, be careful. If you say, I wake up at 8 p.m., that means you wake up at night.
Now let's use time to describe our daily routines.
Yes, I'll start. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. I brush my teeth, take a shower, and have breakfast around 7:30.
Nice. I wake up a bit earlier, around 6:30 a.m. I like to do some stretching or yoga before breakfast.
Wow, that's healthy. Then what do you do next?
After breakfast, I start work at 9 a.m., and I usually have lunch at noon. That's 12 p.m.
Right. I usually eat lunch around 12:30. After work, I relax, watch TV, or study English.
Perfect for our listeners. Now, everyone, think about your day. What time do you wake up? What time do you go to bed? Try saying it out loud.
This is great practice. Use sentences like, I wake up at 7. I go to school at 8. I have dinner at 7:30.
Let's review some useful time words.
Afternoon, from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Afternoon, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Evening, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Night, after 9 p.m. And these words help describe time. Early, late, on time, at night, during the day, before, after.
Let's make examples. I'm always on time for school. I go to bed late on weekends. I eat breakfast before I go to work.
Yes, and remember, at, in, and on are common prepositions for time.
Right. At 8 o'clock. In the morning. On Monday.
Perfect.
Now let's talk about some common time expressions.
Great idea. For example, in time equals before the deadline. On time equals exactly at the correct time.
Example, I arrived on time for the meeting. I arrived in time to see the beginning of the movie.
Nice. Here are a few more. Time flies when time goes quickly. Kill time, do something while waiting. Take your time, don't hurry. It's about time. Finally.
Example, it's about time we started recording this podcast.
Exactly.
In some cultures, being on time is very important.
Yes. For example, in business meetings, being late can seem rude.
But in some places, people are more relaxed about time.
That's true. In Latin countries or Southeast Asia, sometimes meetings start a little later.
So always check what's polite in the country you're in.
Good tip.
Hey everyone, if you're enjoying today's episode, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, and don't forget to comment below. Tell us what time you usually wake up or go to bed. We love reading your answers. Let's talk about time zones. The world has different times in different places.
Yes, when it's 9 a.m. in London, it's 4 p.m. in Bangkok, and maybe 5 p.m. in Japan.
So if you call your friend in another country, always check the time first.
Exactly. You can say, "What time is it over there?" Or, "Is it morning or night for you?"
Time also helps us talk about the past, present, and future.
Right. Past. I ate breakfast at 7. Present. I'm eating breakfast now. Future. I will eat breakfast at 7 tomorrow.
Perfect. You can use time markers like yesterday, today, tomorrow, next week, and last year.
Example. I visited my grandmother last week. I'll visit her next week.
Sometimes we talk about how long something takes.
Yes, for example, it takes 30 minutes to get to work. I studied English for 2 years.
So remember these patterns. How long does it take? How long have you?
Let's practice. Emily, how long does it take you to cook dinner?
About 40 minutes. What about you?
10 minutes. I just make noodles.
Let's learn a few idioms about time.
Sure. 1. Better late than never. It's okay to be late if you finally do it. 2. Time is money. Time is valuable. Don't waste it. 3. Once in a blue moon. Something that happens rarely. 4. Beat the clock. Finish something before the deadline.
I love those. Example, I see my old school friend once in a blue moon.
Nice.
Let's listen to a short dialogue about time.
Okay.
A. Excuse me, what time does the movie start? B. It starts at 7:30 p.m. A. Great. What time should we leave? B. Around 7 o'clock, so we're not late.
Good. Simple and useful.
Let's review what we learned today.
We learned how to 1. Ask for and tell the time. 2. Describe daily routines. 3. Use prepositions of time. 4. Talk about time zones and duration. 5. Use idioms and expressions about time.
Exactly.
Time really flies when we're learning English.
Yes, it does. Everyone, thank you for spending time with us today.
If you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Podcast English channel.
And don't forget to comment. What time do you usually start your day?
Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep practicing English, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Podcast English channel. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. Last time, we talked about how to ask and tell the time, daily routines, and time expressions.
Yes, we also learned some fun idioms like time flies and better late than never.
That's right. So today, we'll continue talking about time. Part 2, we'll learn how to make appointments, talk about the past and the future, and discuss time management.
Sounds great. Let's begin.
In daily life, we often need to make appointments for the doctor, a meeting, or even a date.
Right. Here are some useful sentences. Can we meet at 10 a.m.? What time is good for you? I'm free at 3 o'clock. Let's meet at 4:30.
You can also say, I'll see you at 2. How about around 5?
Let's plan for the weekend.
Let's do a quick role play.
Okay. A. Hi, Alex. Can we meet tomorrow?
B. Sure. What time?
A. How about 10 a.m.?
B. Perfect. See you then. Simple and natural.
Yes, and remember, we can also talk about how long something lasts. For example, the meeting lasts for 1 hour. My class starts at 9 and ends at 10:30.
You can say from to. I work from 8 to 5.
I study from Monday to Friday.
Now, let's talk about the past. What happened before now?
We often use past time expressions like yesterday, last night, last week, 2 days ago, in 2020.
Right. For example, I went to bed at 10 last night.
I studied English 2 hours ago.
What about you, Emily? What time did you wake up yesterday?
I woke up around 6:30. I had breakfast at 7. What about you?
I woke up late, 8:30.
That's okay. We all need extra sleep sometimes.
Remember, for past actions, we use past verbs like went, had, woke up, studied.
Yes, try saying this with us, listeners. I went to work yesterday. I had lunch at noon. I finished class at 3.
Now, let's move to the future. What will happen later?
We can use words like tomorrow, next week, next month, soon, later.
And we use will or going to for future.
Example, I will call you at 5. I'm going to meet my friend tomorrow.
Let's do a short conversation.
A, what are you doing tomorrow?
B, I'm going to visit my grandparents.
A, oh, what time will you go?
Around 9 in the morning.
Perfect.
You can also say, I'll be there at 2. I'll finish my homework before dinner.
These are great ways to sound natural when talking about future plans. Let's talk about being on time or punctuality.
Yes, in some countries, people arrive exactly on time. In others, it's okay to be a few minutes late.
For example, in Japan or Germany, people are usually very punctual.
Right, but in some cultures, 5 to 10 minutes late is normal.
You can use these sentences. Sorry, I'm late. Thank you for waiting. You're just on time. We're running out of time.
Running out of time means you don't have much time left. Like us in exams.
Exactly.
We can also talk about time in months and seasons.
Yes, there are 12 months and 4 seasons. Let's review.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
Seasons: spring, summer, autumn or fall, and winter.
You can say, my birthday is in June. It's very cold in winter.
We travel in the summer.
Great. Remember to use in for months and seasons. In April. In summer.
What do you usually do in your free time, Alex?
I like to relax on weekends, watch movies, and go for a walk in the evening.
Nice. I like to meet friends or go to the park in the morning.
So we can say, on weekends in my free time I like to, after work I usually.
Let's practice. I go shopping on Saturday. I sleep late on Sunday. I play music in my free time.
Technology helps us manage time better, or sometimes worse.
True. We use phones, alarms, and calendars to remember things.
You can say, I set an alarm for 6 a.m. I check my schedule every morning.
I use a timer when I cook.
That's right. You can even say, I spend too much time on my phone.
Yes, be careful with that one.
When we travel, time is very important. Flights, trains, check-ins.
Exactly. You can say, my flight leaves at 9. The train arrives at 10:15. Check-in starts at 3 p.m.
When you travel internationally, remember to change your watch or phone to the local time zone.
Yes, don't miss your flight.
Let's review prepositions of time again. At, on, and in.
At is for exact time. At 7 o'clock. At noon.
On is for days and dates. On Monday. On July 4th.
In is for months, years, and parts of the day. In 2025. In the morning.
Let's try. When is your birthday?
It's in April. When do you go to work? At 9 a.m. When do you rest? On Sunday.
Perfect.
Wow, Alex, we've spent a lot of time talking about time.
Yes, and time really flies when we're learning English together.
Let's give our listeners a few questions to practice at home.
Good idea. Here they are. 1. What time do you wake up every day? 2. What time do you have lunch? 3. What do you do in the evening? 4. How long does it take to get to school or work? 5. What will you do tomorrow?
Write your answers in the comments below. We'd love to read them.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Podcast English channel.
Thank you for spending your time with us. Keep learning, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Podcast English channel, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. Thanks for joining us again. We're continuing our topic, talking about time.
Yes, we've already learned how to ask for the time, talk about routines, make appointments, and use time expressions.
And today, we're going to explore how we use time in different real-life situations, like at work, at school, during travel, and when we're under time pressure.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Let's start. At work, time is very important. People often say time is money.
That's right. We have schedules, deadlines, and meetings. Everything runs on time.
Let's learn some common phrases for talking about time at work. I start work at 9 a.m. My lunch break is at noon. The meeting begins at 2 p.m. I finish work at 5.
And we can also say, we have a deadline next week. The project is due on Friday. We're running out of time.
That last one, we're running out of time, means you don't have much time left to finish something.
Right. Here's a short dialogue.
A. Alex, when's the report due?
B. It's due at 3 o'clock today.
Oh no, we're running out of time.
Don't worry, we'll finish it in time.
Perfect.
Now let's move to school, another place where time is very important.
Yes, we have classes, exams, and breaks all scheduled by time.
Common sentences. Class starts at 8:30. Recess is at 10:15. We have lunch at 12. The exam lasts 2 hours.
Good. Lasts means how long something continues. For example, the movie lasts 2 hours.
Let's make a quick dialogue for our listeners.
A. What time is your math class?
B. It starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 10:30.
That's early. What time do you go home?
Around 3:30 in the afternoon. Nice and simple.
And remember, for school, you can also talk about subjects by day. I have English on Monday. I study science on Wednesday. Let's talk about time when traveling, because travel depends on time.
Yes, if you're late for a bus, train, or flight, it's a big problem.
That's true. Here are some examples. My flight departs at 9 a.m. Boarding starts at 8:30. The train arrives at 10:15. We have a 30-minute delay.
And some useful questions. What time does the bus leave? When will we arrive? How long is the flight?
Good. Example, the flight takes 12 hours from London to Bangkok.
Sometimes we feel we don't have enough time. That's called time pressure.
Yes, we say things like, I'm so busy. I don't have enough time. I'm in a hurry. I have a deadline.
We can also say, I'm behind schedule. I'm late. Let's catch up.
I think many people feel that every Monday.
Me too. But remember, listeners, time management is the key.
That's right. Time management means using your time wisely and planning your day carefully. Sometimes we also need to learn to wait, to be patient.
Yes, we can say, take your time. Don't rush. It takes time to learn. Be patient. Good things take time.
These are beautiful expressions. For example, it takes time to learn English. Take your time with your studies. Progress is progress.
That's true. Listeners, you're all doing great. Just keep going, one day at a time.
Technology helps us measure time. We use clocks, watches, phones, and apps.
Yes, we can say, set an alarm. Check the time. Stop the timer. Use a calendar reminder.
You can also talk about saving time. Online shopping saves time. Using GPS saves time when traveling.
Nice. And when you're bored, you might kill time by watching videos or listening to our podcast.
That's the best way to kill time and learn something too.
Time is different all around the world. That's because of time zones.
Exactly. For example, when it's 9 a.m. in New York, it's 1 p.m. in London and 8 p.m. in Tokyo.
So when people in America go to sleep, people in Asia are having dinner.
That's why online meetings can be tricky.
Yes, you can say, what time is it there? Is it morning or night for you? Let's find a time that works for both of us.
Good communication about time makes global friendships easier.
We can also describe if something takes a long time or a short time.
Yes, examples. It takes a long time to travel by bus. It takes a short time to cook noodles. I love noodles.
I do. You can also say, it's a quick job. This will only take a minute. This is time-consuming. It takes a lot of time.
Good word. Time-consuming. Example, learning to play the guitar is time-consuming but fun. Let's review some key words we've learned about time. 1. Schedule. 2. Deadline. 3. Duration. 4. Delay. 5. Alarm. 6. Time zone. 7. Punctual. 8. Early, late. 9. Patience. 10. Time-consuming.
You can practice by making sentences. For example, my schedule is busy today. I always try to be punctual. Traffic caused a delay.
Let's learn a few new idioms about time.
Sure. 1. In the nick of time, just before it's too late. I caught the train in the nick of time.
2. Around the clock. All day and night. The hospital works around the clock. 3. Ahead of time. Earlier than expected. We finished our work ahead of time. 4. A matter of time. Something will happen soon. It's only a matter of time before summer vacation starts.
I love that one.
Let's have a short practice conversation for our listeners to repeat. A. Excuse me, what time does the museum open?
B. It opens at 9 a.m.
A. Great. How long does it stay open?
B. Until 5 p.m.
Thanks. I'll go there this afternoon. And bye there.
Nice. Try repeating this at home, listeners.
Wow, Alex, that was a lot of time talk.
Yes, and I think our listeners learned a lot today.
Let's give them a small challenge.
Good idea. Challenge. Record yourself saying 5 sentences about your daily schedule. For example, 1. I wake up at 7 a.m. 2. I go to work at 8. 3. I have lunch at noon. 4. I watch TV at night. 5. I go to bed at 10.
Then write your sentences in the comments. We'll read some in the next episode.
And remember, if you're enjoying our podcast, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, we post new episodes every week to help you practice easy English conversations.
Thanks for spending your time with us today.
Stay positive, stay patient, and keep practicing English every day.
See you next time.
Bye for now. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Podcast English Channel, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. Hi, Emily. I really enjoyed our last part where we talked about daily routines and how people spend their time differently.
Me too. Today, we're going to continue with some fun expressions and idioms about time. These are great for English learners to sound more natural when speaking.
Yes, English has so many time expressions that people use every day. Sometimes they sound a bit strange if you translate them.
Exactly. Let's start with one very common idiom. Time flies.
Oh, yes. That means time goes by very quickly. For example, wow, it's already October. Time flies.
Perfect. It's often used when we feel like something happened quickly, maybe because we were having fun or we were busy.
Right. Here's another one. Better late than never.
That means it's better to do something late than not do it at all. For example, if your friend finally finishes a book after 2 months, you can say, better late than never.
That's a good one. How about in the nick of time?
Ooh, yes. That means just in time. Not early, not late. For example, I arrived at the airport in the nick of time before the plane took off.
That's a useful one. Another phrase people often say is kill time.
Right, but it doesn't mean to really kill time. It means to do something while you're waiting. For example, I had to wait for my friend, so I read a book to kill time.
Good example. And we also say take your time. That means don't rush, do it slowly.
Exactly. Like when someone is learning English. Don't hurry. Take your time and enjoy learning.
Now, let's talk about time management. How do you manage your time, Emily?
Good question. I try to plan my day the night before. I write down 3 main things I want to do the next day.
That's smart. I usually start my day with the most important task first, because in the morning, my mind is fresh.
Yes, I've read that too. People are more productive in the morning. But some people are night owls. They work better at night.
Right. Morning person or night owl. 2 useful phrases for describing yourself.
So, Alex, are you a morning person or a night owl?
I think I'm more of a night owl. I feel more creative in the evening. What about you?
I'm definitely a morning person. I like waking up early and finishing things before lunch.
That's great. So, listeners, which one are you? Tell us in the comments below.
Now, let's practice some useful phrases about time. I'll say the English and you can repeat after me.
Great idea.
Phrase 1. What time is it?
Repeat. What time is it?
Phrase 2. It's 7:30.
Repeat. It's 7:30.
Phrase 3. I'm running late.
Repeat. I'm running late.
Phrase 4. Let's meet at noon.
Repeat. Let's meet at noon.
And the last one, I don't have much time.
Repeat. I don't have much time.
Excellent. Practice these phrases when you talk about your schedule or make plans with friends.
Before we wrap up, let's share a few interesting facts about time around the world.
Ooh, I like that. Did you know that some countries use a 24-hour clock system, like 1300 instead of 1 p.m.?
Yes, that's very common in Europe and Asia. It avoids confusion between morning and afternoon.
Another fun fact, in some cultures, time is more flexible. For example, in some countries, being 5 or 10 minutes late is normal.
But in other places, like Japan or Germany, being on time, even 1 minute late, is not acceptable.
Right, so on time can mean different things in different cultures.
That's a good point. Learning about time is not only about clocks, it's also about culture.
Exactly. All right, everyone, that's the end of part 4 of our episode, talking about time.
If you enjoyed this part, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Podcast English channel.
And tell us in the comments, are you a morning person or a night owl? How do you manage your time?
We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for the next part where we'll talk about time expressions for future plans and schedules.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep learning and practicing every day.
Bye for now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Podcast English Channel. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. Hi, Emily. Are you ready to talk about the future today?
Yes, today's focus is future plans and appointments. This is very useful for work, school, or even social life.
Exactly. Let's start with some simple ways to talk about the future.
We can use will or going to.
Right. For example, I will meet my friend tomorrow. I'm going to visit my grandparents next week.
Both are correct, but there's a small difference. Will is often for promises or decisions made now, and going to is for plans already decided.
Yes. For example, if you just decide to call your friend, you say, I will call you. But if you already planned it, you say, I'm going to call you.
Next, let's talk about making appointments.
We use phrases like, can we meet at 3 p.m.? What time is good for you? I'm free at 5 o'clock.
Here's a short dialogue.
A. Hi, Emily. Can we meet tomorrow? B. Sure. What time? A. How about 10 a.m.? B. Perfect. See you then.
You can also say,
Let's schedule a meeting. I have an appointment with the doctor at 2 p.m. Can we reschedule for next Monday?
very useful phrases for both work and personal life.
At work or school, we often talk about deadlines.
Yes, a deadline is the time by which something must be finished.
Phrases we can use: the project is due on Friday. The report must be finished by 3 p.m. I have a deadline tomorrow.
We can also say,
I'm ahead of schedule. I'm behind schedule. I need more time.
example conversation.
A. Is your homework finished? Not yet. I'm behind schedule. Don't worry, you still have time. Thanks. I'll finish it tonight.
Now let's talk about future plans. We can use these phrases.
I'm planning to travel next month. We're going to start a new project next week. My schedule is full tomorrow. I'll see you on Monday.
Example dialogue.
A. What are your plans for the weekend? I'm going to visit my family. That sounds fun. What time will you leave? Around 9 a.m.
Remember to use time expressions. Tomorrow, next week, later today, in an hour, at 6 p.m., etc.
When talking about the future, it's also important to make polite requests.
Yes, some common phrases.
Could we meet tomorrow? Would it be possible to schedule a meeting at 2 p.m.? Can I call you later? Shall we meet at 4?
Example dialogue.
A. Could we meet next Monday? B. Sure. What time works for you? A. How about 3 p.m.? B. That's perfect. See you then.
Finally, we can also talk about future habits or goals.
Yes, phrases like, I'm going to start exercising next week. I will try to wake up earlier. I plan to read more books this year.
It's very motivating for English learners to talk about their own future plans.
Example: A. What's your goal for next month? B. I'm going to learn 50 new English words. A. Wow, good luck. B. Thanks, I'll try my best.
That's the end of part 5. Today we learned how to 1. Make appointments, 2. Talk about deadlines, 3. Discuss plans and schedules, 4. Make polite requests, 5. Talk about future habits and goals.
Great review! Now, listeners, here's your challenge. Write 5 sentences about your future plans using will or going to. For example, I'm going to visit my grandparents next week. I will call my friend tomorrow.
Share your sentences in the comments. We love reading them.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Podcast English Channel.
Thanks for spending your time with us today. Keep learning English every day.
See you next time.